Hello class 7. Today in history class we will start a new chapter, Making of Composite Culture, Bhakti and Sufi Movement. So please open page number 96. Now what is Bhakti movement and what is Sufi movement? If we have to know, then we have to discuss it from its beginning. In the medieval age of Indian history, we have found the emergence of two religious movements. One was Bhakti movement, second one was the Sufi movement. Bhakti movement, it was to reform the Hindu religion, whereas the Sufi movement was to reform the Islam. But the objective of these two movements were the same. Actually, these two movements was started to reform their religion, to make their religion free from the caste system, from the religious rituals and ceremonies. And they wanted to make their religion a simple one, where only one condition will be applied, and that was complete devotion to the gods, to get united with the god. And they also wanted to propagate universal brotherhood, and they wanted belief in only one god. So let us start to characterize these two movements. So let's start with Bhakti movement. The Bhakti concept, this concept actually grew in South India in 8th century AD, and later it spread over North India in 12th century AD after the advent of the Muslim rule. Bhakti, the word Bhakti means the complete devotion, means a person when he or she surrenders himself or herself to the God to get united with the God. This is known as Bhakti. So from this word or from this objective, the complete surrender or the complete devotion, the movement was named after this concept. And the devotee, he is known as Bhakt, and as he wanted or as he surrenders himself or herself towards the God, to get united with the God, that is why he is known as the Bhakt. And the way that a Bhakt followed to get united and to surrender himself or herself towards God was the path of salvation. And a Bhakt always worshipped particular a form of the God, like it could be Lord Shiva or it could be Lord Vishnu and its avatars. Next topic is Nainas and Alvars. In South India, we have found that the Bhakti movement was started by some Tamil poet saints, and there we have found two sects of Hinduism, and they were the Nainas and the Alvars. Basically, in South India, these Tamil poet saints worshipped two forms of God. One was Lord Shiva and the second one was Lord Vishnu and its avatars. So those who worshipped Lord Shiva, they were known as Nainas, and they represented the Shaivism sect of the society or of Hinduism. And those who worshipped Lord Vishnu and its avatars, they were known as Alvars, and they represented the Vaishnavism sect of Hinduism. We have found there were 12 Alvars and 63 Nainas, and these Tamil poet saints only considered the complete devotion towards God and love to God for their spiritual fulfillment. The most striking characteristic of the Bhakti movement in the South India was that all these Tamil poet saints, they belonged from various classes of the society. It means they came from various classes of the society, like from kings to untouchables. All of them participated in this movement, and which made a great impact on the masses so that they could relate themselves. Not only that, these Tamil poet saints always opposed the caste-based differences and religious rituals and ceremonies. Not only that, they sowed the seeds of social reform. That is why they always sung their they had always sung their hymns in local languages so that common people could understand and could relate themselves with that. And that is why even in today these hymns of Alvars and Nainas are still sung in temples. Now we have to know about some Nainas and Alvars of the South India. The collection of the hymns of the 12 Alvars is known as Nalaira Divya Prabandham. The prominent Alvars were Nammalvar, Tirumangai, Periyalvar and Andal. Andal was basically a woman. Andal's devotion songs are compiled in Thirupavai. The Bhakti literature of the Alvars helped people in breaking away from the ritual-oriented Vedic religion and follow the path of devotion for salvation. The Alvars sang devotional songs in people's language, Tamil instead of Sanskrit, which was the language of the elite class. Therefore, the people easily understood the message of the Alvars. The Nayanas composed songs in praise of Lord Shiva. The prominent Nayanas included Appar, Sundarar, Thirugnana, Sambandar and Manika Vachakar. So basically the gist of this paragraph is that all of these Nayanas and Alvar Tamil poet saints, they wanted to make their religion free from caste-based differentiations or caste-based differences or religious rituals or ceremonies, to make the religion simple and it could get supported by all the people of the religion or of the society, so that common people of the society could relate themselves or could relate themselves to this religion or could be a part of this religion or this society. So that is the main objective of this Bhakti movement in South India. So class 7, I hope you have understood the explanation of this chapter. So please go through the Bhakti movement in South India along with this explanation. Thank you.